Well, I just got back from church again, and as I've told you in the past, that I go to a care center for church. It's a branch for the church that I belong to, and there's about 100 people that attend church, sacrament meeting. Um, anyway, it was our fast and testimony meeting today. I don't know if you know what that means or not. But during fast and testimony meeting, members uh, from the from the congregation, anybody that wants to get up and bear their testimony about the church or about a special event or something that's happened in their life that they're grateful for, can get up and talk about it. And it's probably out of all the meetings that I go to, that's probably my favorite meeting, is to listen to the testimonies and special stories of people, and in this instance, that are older than I am, believe it or not. And we have our share of people that die. There's one man that died a couple of weeks ago. He was like 95 years old, and he was the son of one of the past prophets that we have in our church. And he was a great guy. And his wife that was left behind is taking it good and has the love and support of her family and members of the church, the branch. But it's such a nice, sweet spirit, and I'm always grateful for the people and for the love that they show, not only to myself, to other people that come to church. Anyway, one of the guys in our church seems to be very quiet. Just very quiet, kind of a loner, kind of a small guy, not too tall, and just, I mean, out of all the people that are at the church there, at the meeting, he would be the least likely person that I would ever think had jumped off the Empire State Building. This was about 15 years ago, I think. Anyway, he's got all these pictures and all these diplomas. He's a mathematician. That was his major, and taught in different high schools and colleges. But he's had so many things that he's done: race car driving, and his jumping out of airplanes. He went to Paris, the Eiffel Tower. He jumped through the center of the tower down, but he jumped off the Empire State Building and just different things. And I mean, he's had the life of a daredevil, and he would be somebody that I think would. There's no way that he would have a history like that, but he does, and it makes me look at myself. I've done nothing in my life compared to him. But it's just interesting, you just never know by looking at someone what history they have, what memories that they hold inside of them that are really interesting. I'm going to try to talk him into recording all of his memories that he has down. I told him today that he ought to write it down or talking to a recorder to record his memories, his things in life that he's done. He says, well, those kids have heard most of the stories. Well, kids, the kids will forget, or they won't write it down or in a journal or whatever. But I think it's really important, including myself, I guess, to write these things down so your children and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren can can have those memories to look at and to hear. My sisters have told me that I should write the miracles that have happened to me down, but I haven't. I really don't think my kids care about it. I'm sad to say that, but I really don't. I really don't think they could care less. So my memories and all the wonderful things I've done in my life are just gonna boop. They're just gonna go into thin air, baby. So anyway, I'm thankful for the blessings I have. I love God. I love Jesus Christ for what he did for me and for what he's done for the world. I love the Holy Ghost. I'm just grateful that I have had the experiences that I've had, and that I'm still kicking, you know. I don't know how long I'll be kicking, but I'm grateful for every day that I have. Reminds me of the Seinfeld show about Elaine and George and Jerry that had an opportunity to see these older people. Jerry went to a place where the guy was a grouch. Remember the show where Newman and Kramer was in the big record selling business, and they went into this guy's apartment and started taking his records and different things, and he went crazy. And anyway, and then Elaine had the lady that had the big goiter at the side of her neck. And George, remember George? He was sitting at the cafe, the diner, and I think the guy was like 85 years old, and he was telling George how grateful he is for every day. And George said, "Are you serious? Oh, the writing's on the wall, you know. Just do the math. You're way overdue of dying, you know. The average man lives until he's 72, and you're 85." The guy says, "I never think about dying." All right, George says, "Are you crazy? Are you nuts? Are you that senile that you don't know what's going on?" You know, I mean, it was such a funny episode. But everybody has their story, I guess. But if you get the chance, whether it's your parents, your grandparents, to encourage them, or even set up a camera, a video camera, camcorder, whatever, and just record the memories of them as you know, going through their childhood or things in life that were important to them, and just memories. And I think everybody needs to do that, because there's going to be someone in the family, whether it's a great-great-grandchild or whatever, that's going to love to hear those things. If my dad and my mother had sat down and recorded in their voice, and maybe even with a video, to be able to watch them, I would love that. I would love to hear and watch them again. And my grandparents, I'd love that. What a priceless thing that is to have. And the only time that they can do it is when they're alive, you know? So get off your butt and try to record, if you can, audio and video memories that your parents have and your grandparents have before it's too late. No one knows when they're going to die. Death doesn't make an appointment. You have to live every day as if it's your last day on earth. And just do what you can. Be nice to people. Everybody around here, including Adam Schiff, are our brothers and sisters. And so be nice to them. Live by the golden rule and do to them as you'd like them to do to you. And just quit being an all-round asshole, you know? Just try to be a nice person. I know it's hard for some of you people out there to be nice and to be kind, but just try it. You know, try it, you'll like it. I had two clocks that I bought on eBay in the last few weeks. Two antique clocks. One of the clocks was a Tom. Let's see, what's his? I think his name was John Bull, which was a prominent figure in the UK years and years ago. Anyway, it maybe I told you this before. It was a clock and a full figure of a man, and he had the clock in his stomach. But his eyes, the neat thing was his eyes to the second hand. Every time the second hand did, his eyes went boop, 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 boop. Anyway, I bought the clock, and it arrived not working. I took it into the clock store last week, and the clock expert said it's a bad clock. It hasn't been cleaned. It's broken. But yet on the listing, eBay listing, it says beautiful running condition. Just spent a small fortune having it serviced and cleaned. Excellent running condition. The guy said it was dirty. It was broken. He didn't know how much it was going to cost to fix, or even if it was worthwhile to try to fix it. Then another clock arrived. He did a great wrapping job, but I think he wrapped the cellophane around the legs of this marble clock too tight and broke one of the legs off of the clock. And clock doesn't work. I took that in at the same time, and that doesn't work either. But yet the listing said it was fine running condition. Well, I think that if you ever are inclined to buy a rare antique clock, don't buy it from eBay, because chances are it's going to have the hell beat out of it through throwing the box around and different things by the post office. And, just go to your local antique stores or antique markets and find a clock there. That you can actually look at physically to see if it is working or not. I wanted to make a statement, observation, I guess, to people that do eBay. People that, there's two ways of doing listings on eBay. One is an auction for, 3, 5, 7, 10-day auction, or you can do a 30-day buy it now, and it's a good till canceled. So most people run it for 30 days instead of 7 or 10 days because it's the same money. It's like 30 cents per listing. And, why not get 30 days instead of 7 days, But there's a problem that eBay doesn't tell you about. I hate eBay. I absolutely hate eBay. They're cheats. They really don't care about people. But they're greedy and they're cheats. They're dishonest. People that list a 30-day listing and it's good till canceled, after 30 days, it relists and it's for sale for another 30 days. So it goes on every 30 days, it's relisted, and it goes on. So people that are lazy don't have to worry about listing it all the time, and it goes for 30 days instead of 7 or 10 days. And it costs the same, so why not list it for 30 days and it relists automatically so you don't have to worry about it. The problem is that eBay doesn't tell you that after 30 days, it doesn't relist as a new listing. It stays where it is. After 30 days in the search thing, it's probably several pages down from the top of the search. When I search for something, it's always new listings. I look at the new listings. And the next day I look at the new listings, and then new listings, new listings, new listing. But when you list something for 30 days, it does its course for 30 days. And after 30 days, eBay relists it, but it doesn't go on the top of the search again. It stays there, and then it gets buried and buried further down. And eventually no one's going to find it because it's buried. They don't tell you that, and they charge you that every month. It's something that people get into that don't realize what's happening to their listing. I've tested it. I've tested it, and I know 100% that when you do a good till canceled listing, that it gets buried. It does get relisted, but not in the proper way. It doesn't get relisted as a new relisted item. It stays there, and then it gets further and further and further down the search. eBay is a bunch of crooks, a bunch of snakes by not telling people to do eBay about how they handle that. Is it so hard? Is it so hard for eBay when they relist an item for you to put it at the beginning of the search engine again? They should, but they don't. And most people don't know that. I would say that probably 90% of people that do a good till canceled listing don't realize that it's not listed again at the beginning as a new listing would be. Even though it is relisted, it isn't at the top of the listing search. It stays where it is and then gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So eventually people can't find it. So that's just something to think about. Something that I know for a fact because I've tested it. If you don't believe me, test it yourself and you'll find out that eBay is nothing but a bunch of crooks. How hard is it? Seriously, how hard would it be for eBay when they relist it to put it at the top of the search for you again? How hard is that to do that for someone? Apparently, it's too hard for eBay because they don't give a crap. That's why. Anyway, that's my 17 minutes for the day. Thank you for all the kind people that leave kind comments. Appreciate that. And for people that don't leave comments, what can I say? What am I going to do? Beg you to be nice to me? Please be nice to me. Please be kind to me. I'm just an old man that needs kind comments. I'm an old man. That part's true. And I appreciate the people that take time to make a comment and to watch my wonderful videos for what they are. It's nice. I'm not going to win any prizes. I'm not getting better looking. I'm not getting any younger. But anyway, I hope that somewhere during my videos that there's one thing. I didn't use the middle finger. I hope there's one thing that you think about. And you think, oh, Ron's right, you know. I never thought of it that way, you know. And I just hope there's one thing that I've done that's good for you, the listening audience.